Members of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, we continue with this Central Committee meeting of Parliament, Central Committee meeting number 6. And today we continue with the appearance of the ministers to respond to questions posed by members of Parliament. We started earlier with the Minister of Finance, and we continue now with the Prime Minister, who I welcome to the Central Committee meeting along with his support staff. Prime Minister, you return today to respond to the questions posed by members of Parliament that regard your responsibility and your ministry. So, Prime Minister and Minister of General Affairs, good morning, good afternoon rather, and welcome once again. And I invite you to take the floor. Prime Minister Luc Mercelina, you have the floor.
President of Parliament, Secretary General, members of Parliament, those in the Tribune and those following on social media, and the people of St. Maarten in general, good morning. Madam Chair, next to me today we have the promising next generation of St. Maarten in the name of Felicia Brooks, that will be my assistant, my technical support. She's working with me in my cabinet of general affairs. I will go immediately into answering the questions of the members of Parliament. First, I will start with MP Doran. MP Doran had the following statement and question. In respect to the loan for GEBE, the MP would like clarity on and details on what the money is being spent on, how and how much the cost is. As government has already informed Parliament, based on an estimate, an amount has been presented to the Netherlands for a loan. The Netherlands are open for this, and one of the requirements is to have this amount incorporated in the budget 2024. After this amendment is approved, the government will inform the State Secretary and discussions on the detail of the loan will begin. This is almost the same procedures as the previous requests from the government for capital investments. MP Otley, does the Prime Minister agree with the SAGE? Based on the remarks made by the Member of Parliament, I can conclude that according to the Member of Parliament, I was not specific enough with my answer to this question. But I can only repeat what I already mentioned. In the first place, that any attempt to reorganize the sustainability of the financing of the healthcare for the people of St. Maarten has my support. In the second place, my concern is that for the sustainability of the healthcare, a broadening of the pool of premium contributors should result in more than keeping the financial balance on a thin line. Since the process has already started with a draft national ordinance by the advisory body, like for example the Sociaal-Economische Raad, the SER, in my answer to the Member of Parliament, I informed Parliament that my concerns regarding this thin line will be further discussed in the Council of Ministers when the advice is received. Second question of MP Otley, what are the government revenue generating plans? Answer. Again, it must be noted that this is an amendment of the budget 2024, which was already approved by the Parliament in February of this year. Based on the advice of the CFT to cut and considering the availability time to do so, the government's focus was on the cuts. However, as we move forward to the budget 2025, I can state that some of the government's revenue-generating plans are as follows. We are going to see and focus on the implementation of the tourist tax. We're going to do the strengthening of the compliance towards the paying of tax. by the people of Sint Maarten, strengthening of tax collection, reduction of the profit tax, collection on room tax on Airbnb. Question 3, the MP would like an update on the housing project. The World Bank informed the steering committee meeting on April 2024 of its decision to cancel the social housing project for which $20 million had been reserved to construct more than 100 new social and affordable homes for Sint Maarten Housing Development Foundation. This was done already in April 2024. The previous administration was immediately informed of the World Bank decision by Mr. Hallman, the steering committee member of Sint Maarten. So the previous administration was already informed about this by the steering committee in the name of Mr. Hallman. Main reasons for the World Bank to cancel the project were the limited time left in the overall trust fund program to complete this project and the roadblocks experienced during preparation, especially that the government at that time had not finalized the new performance agreement with the Sint Maarten Housing Development Foundation and the land lease for the project before the agreed upon deadlines. During my visit to Washington, D.C., I had extensive conversations with the World Bank on all the ongoing trust fund projects. Key achievements of this mission included additional financing for a new mental health facility, a commitment of the Netherlands for extensive technical assistance to the Ministry of Romy, and a final approval of the steering committee on $25 million for the water waste management project. Regarding the much-needed social housing project, on which already in April 2024 a decision was taken, which was unfortunately already cancelled by the World Bank during the tenure of the previous government, I have and will continue to negotiate extensively with the World Bank and the Netherlands for additional support, especially to extend the deadline past 2028. The agreed-upon technical assistance to the Ministry of Romy is expected to include some support on housing as well. Question posed by MP Lacruz. With a total budget cut of approximately 4.6 million, how does the Ministry plan to prioritize various department activities and manage resources efficiently? Madam Chair, through you, I wish to reiterate that this is an already approved budget, including the necessary policies by the previous government. Secondly, and as a consequence, the focus of this government in general is to implement the cuts as it is advised by the CFT. The cuts are mainly in personnel costs for vacancies which have not been filled or where no recruitment process has started yet. Thirdly, I can inform Parliament that I have already met with the management team of the Ministry of General Affairs. In this meeting, the challenges and priorities of the departments were discussed for the drafting of the budget 2025. The specific answer to this question is that the priorities and the policies of the ministries will be reflected in the draft budget of 2025. Second question, what long-term strategies are being developed to mitigate the effects of this budget reduction on public service deliveries and departmental effectiveness? The long-term strategies to mitigate the effects of the budget reduction are comprehensive and multifaceted, focusing not only on public service delivery, but on the overall efficiency and effectiveness of the entire organization. These strategies will be detailed in the draft 2025 budget, which will be presented to Parliament. Question number 3. How will the Ministry maintain staff morale and retention with cuts in salary, allowances and training across multiple departments? The cuts that the government are implementing based on the advice of the CFT are not in salaries and or allowances. Concerning the training, I was informed that there has been a notable lack of training and career development in general areas across various ministries for a long time, which has been a significant source of dissatisfaction among some civil servants, as highlighted in the management team survey. Therefore, it is not because of these proposal cuts that the civil servants will lack training. I mentioned, however, that the organization, recognizing these challenges, is taking proactive steps to address them. For example, with the launch of the Government Training Center, the GTC, it will mark a significant milestone in our mission to strengthen the public administration of Sint Maarten. The GTC, the Government Training Center, a virtual training platform, is designed to provide a comprehensive range of essential courses that respond to the specific needs of our civil service, ensuring continuous development and upskilling opportunities for government employees. Government will make sure that initiatives like these coming from within the organization will get the necessary funding in the future. Furthermore, through strategic affiliation with international and regional organizations, the organization started to ensure that training becomes more accessible to all government employees. These collaborations enable civil servants to participate in task-specific training that is aimed at enhancing their skills in critical areas. Training accessibility is being coordinated across ministries, aiming for a more holistic approach to capacity building. In the draft budget 2025, the government will pay attention to this and make sure to include, even if partially, the necessary funds for training. Question number 4. How will a reduction in training and development funds affect employees' growth and succession planning? I would like to refer, of course, to the previous answer given. Question 5. What measures are in place to address potential gaps in staff skills and capabilities due to the decrease in training opportunities? I would also like to refer to the previous answer on this topic. Answer 6. What impact will a reduced advertising budget have on the department's ability to communicate effectively with the public? With the previous answer in mind, I can assure Parliament that in any case for the coming 2 months of this year, the department is able to continue with its current level of communication with the public. Question 7. Are there plans to seek alternative funding or methods for public outreach? The answer is currently government service departments collaborate with our Department of Communication through initiatives such as the Inside Government informative editions and event-specific campaigns that are extremely beneficial to the public. In addition, a variety of social media platforms and creative outreach methods are utilized, which have been effective in delivering essential information to the public. Additionally, the government is committed to enhancing stakeholder engagement by continuing to utilize multiple communication platforms, including digital media, traditional outlets, and direct community interactions. These efforts are designed to be both creative and fiscally responsible, ensuring comprehensive outreach without unnecessary strain on the budget. Question 8. What strategies are in place to manage the Secretariat's operational expenses with a reduction in personnel costs? In addition to the previous answers, as a rule, ministries need to work together in a situation where there is a lack of budget by any department.